Hey guys, welcome to Evolving Spiritually. My name is Kayla, and if this is your first time checking out my channel, hello and welcome. If you guys are returning, what's up? We are here for session number 4, right? Season 2, using the cards. Today we're going to be using 3 different decks because I really want to pull more oracles on this reading. I feel like the energy lately has been kind of like tricky in a sense, so I'm eager to dive into today's spread and see what is exactly going on. I know we're getting ready to enter into a retrograde, so let's just see what is up ahead. Before we get into today's reading, I do want to let you guys know that I am doing more readings over on patreon.com/evolving into more. There I upload 3 readings every week that focuses on, career and foundation, love and relationship, and a self-focus of what do I need to know. All right. So if you guys like this and it resonates and you want more, check out Patreon. All right. So jumping into today's spread, I just shuffled on camera, but not while, you guys were really having to watch it because I pulled so many cards. I'm using 3 different decks today, and I have not pulled over or I have not turned over our clarifying or oracle cards with it. I just wanted to get a more sense of what we're going into today because, like I mentioned in the beginning, the energy has been really heavy lately. And if you're continuing on from our last episode or session, this is going to be a continuation. So this week, our overall energy sits on the moon. Okay, now the moon, secrets, but the moon is also your intuition. Okay, the moon is the darkness that balances the light. And when the moon appears, it's about seeing something that has been buried beneath the surface or hidden in the background that you don't see before. Okay, so when I think of this moon energy, the moon has been coming up for me personally a lot this week, to the point where I literally found a new song called The Moon by, I want to say the name is Londrelle. Okay, it's Londrelle. But it's a pretty nice song, actually, when you look up the lyrics to it. So if you guys want to check that out, I'll try to leave that in the description box below. But the moon, again, is secrets, is something coming to light. And for me being a Libra, like, that's my thing. I love that, right? What's done in the dark will always come to light. And for me, I think I ran into a memory on Facebook where I made a status that basically said that, like, when people fail to be able to control you to be who they want you to be, they then try to manipulate and twist and turn how other people see you or how other people feel about you in order to make themselves feel better about the things that they're doing, right? As long as they have people that agree with them who are against you, like, that really builds people up for some kind of reason. Now, I do want to say that with this moon, what it could also be highlighting is there is more to this than you know or than you've already seen, okay? And maybe I take that back. I don't feel like there's more to this than you already know. I feel like there's something deep within you that you know surrounding the situation, but you haven't, like, seen it, or it has not come to light, so you can't be 100% about it. But as I learned and got reminded today, like, have you ever really been that person who just made assumptions about things and been wrong about them? Like, no, not if you've been going off of that gut soul feeling, right? So this moon, there are 3 lines, okay? There are 3 lines within his face, or within the face. I don't know where the focus would be here, but there are 3 lines coming out the mouth, okay? I'm sorry, the eye. That's his eye. His mouth is open, because I feel like there's going to be, again, things revealed to you around this time that are going to show you the truth of who or what you've really truly had around you. And this could even stem back into your childhood, okay? So I do want to say that because I do more in-depth based readings over on Patreon, what I found interesting for this week was I was able to clearly tell the difference between 5 different energies. Now, I know for some people you're just like, what? I really only been focusing on 1 or 2 people that come to mind. But with me being able to break down in detail of how this person would be or interact with you is an eye-opener, okay? And I think that people get confused because they're like, oh, these people are not even presently in my life or in my environment, but these people have been close to you at some point, okay? And they're looking in, they're watching in, and it's even important to pay attention on who's looking in on you right now. Like, are there people watching your stories or, your social media that is like normally not, or who is always looking? That's something to pay close attention to. But with that, and these 3 lines coming out of the eyes, again, tells me that there's something that you know, but you haven't quite clearly been shown exactly what it is or what it means. And this moon is getting ready to bring up the truth, okay? So how this applies to you personally, the moon is looking deep within your shadow, within your darkness. And there's so much talk or communication when it comes to dark energy, right? Especially dark feminine energy. But regardless of gender, okay, where you fit on that spectrum, this is using that to your greatest ability, okay? Knowing where you might have gone wrong in the past, or where you feel is an area or something about you that always gets you into trouble. It's finding the way to use that in a healthy sense. Like I always tell you guys, like, my communication in my mouth is, like, it's great, but it depends on how I want to use it. Like, I could put words together in a way and flow it and crush your feelings, okay? Hey, I kind of do pride myself on that, but I don't do that no more, okay? Because it's not worth it unless somebody give me like a reason to, because some people deserve my respect, and then when people show me that they don't, I don't really care, okay? But that's what I'm saying. I know when it's appropriate and when it's not appropriate, and I know how to use it to my advantage, okay? So my communication and what I say can be used in a healthy, good way, as I'm doing it here, or it could be telling somebody off and really putting them in a dark place mentally, right? But I, as a person, don't want to do that, because I don't want nobody doing that shit to me, right? And I heavily believe in karma. I heavily believe in what you put out comes back. And that's why I stand 10 toes down on, like, if you end up on my shit list and that's just the version of me that you get, that's what you get, right? So within this moon, the reason I bring that up is because a lot of those things that you saw as bad, that you shamed yourself on or felt insecure because you are that, or you do that, or you've become that, it's embracing that, okay? And that's why, for me, I use my communication, because growing up, I wasn't able to speak. What I had to say did not value to anything for any of my family members around me. It was just like, whatever, close your mouth, okay? Being disrespectful to your elders, you need to stay in your place, and da-da-da. When all along, it was just me speaking the truth, right? And so I grew up with this mentality that what I had to say had no value. But obviously, those tables have turned and I'm in a different like energy now. But at times that I do fall into that insecurity of feeling like what I have to say doesn't have any value, especially when, my life started to change in the last couple of years. Went from a very high point here on YouTube, and then it got saturated and drowned in all this fake spiritual community to where I was not getting, that recognition anymore, which then made me question myself. But then I realized that I'm not everybody. I'm not for everybody. And that's the beauty within that. Me speaking my truth and talking my shit the way that I do is my gift. It is my ability, and it's going to attract who is meant to be on that energy wave with me. And then who it doesn't resonate with, good, right? So for you, like I said, it's using those things that you fall back into insecurity with, okay? Whether it's your confidence or feeling, like presentable enough or valuable enough, or whatever insecurities you fall into, like it's riding the wave off of that, okay? Because I guarantee you, once you start to put yourself out there more authentically, you're gonna get more positive feedback than negative. It really just depends on what you choose to put your attention to and give that energy to, okay? Like I said, I had plenty of reasons to let me know what I had to say was valuable, right? From the people that's been standing with me and sticking with me for all these years here through my ups and downs and emotional roller coasters, right? Those were the things that grounded me in knowing that, like, I still hold value, right? So this moon illuminates something within you that really pushes you forward. And when you find that confidence, it's only gonna be within putting in energy and effort towards it. But like I mentioned, the darker side of this reading is going to be you needing to know and understand who and what has been playing trickery-dickery behind your back and slowing down where you are in your life, okay? Because with those insecurities and those flaws that you see within yourself has been someone feeding you manipulative, elusive energy to make you doubt yourself, to hold yourself back, to have high levels of anxiety around the things that you really want, to where maybe you talk yourself out of things, or you go into something and you already don't hold the confidence that you are deservable of having, right? And then you take those things personally and feel like it's because you're not good enough or you're not worthy enough. Like, no, okay? Somebody just been playing little strings behind your back, okay? Pulling them. And now is the time that it's coming to the surface for you to see it, because this whole time you've been thinking it's you, and it's not. It's been these people who... All right, moving on from our overall energy, we have the Seven of Cups. So, as I mentioned, there's been things that have been going on for a very long time in your life, okay? There have been things that have been set on your heart, that you've desired, that you have known that are for you. And I feel like someone has been trying to keep you in a state of confusion, because the way that you connect and you're so passionate about yourself and how you stand so firm in that confidence, even in the moments where you're going through hard times, right? So this Ace of Swords is some sort of communication that comes in, okay? Or this brings in a new opportunity to see the truth of something or someone. And I feel like it's in this past position because there's something that you've been stuck and confused on for a while now. And when I'm talking about like this energy, I'm not saying like just a couple of questions. I'm saying there's like something you've really doubted and underestimated about yourself when it comes to your path and your journey and your purpose in like life, period. And it's because there's been this energy that has been opposing you from seeing the truth of who you are. And your passions and desires and dreams and goals are those pieces, well, those puzzle pieces that will connect and have been connecting you to seeing a larger picture, right? Like, you may not be where you want to be exactly right now, but you're a lot closer than you've ever been, right? You've come a long way from, I mean, this could be 7 years ago, okay? I know that's a big time frame, but it's gonna bring in this energy where you really started to look at yourself and look at life in reality and knew that you wanted more, okay? And obviously within that time frame, our knowledge and our wisdom evolved. So you may have 7 years ago wished or wanted something so surface level to you now, but that was that first step that brought you into more consciousness or realization of what you wanted next, right? And so with this, the Seven of Cups energy is, again, something you just been really confused or conflicted on being shown to you clear as day, okay? Now, in the middle, we have the Eight of Wands. Again, another communication card. So someone or some sort of confirmation or clarity becomes clear to you. And I feel like it puts at peace something that has been a burden or bothering you or eating away at you since you were young. Or if this is not you personally, this could be like, that's what I'm saying, this seems like some inner child healing. If not, this could be connected to a child. But any form of like abuse that you experienced in the past, I feel like something's going to be shown to you that helps you get in a more balanced place mentally, physically, and emotionally, that helps you to see things more clearly. Now, when I say this, it's because as we like discovered in our last session that there is some sort of like spell work being done. People are manipulating and tampering with energy, specifically yours, because of the power that you possess, right? And you're just, I wouldn't say you're just now coming into that understanding of who you are. I feel like you've been on that wave for a minute, but now you're really coming solidified and like confidently within it. Like nobody can talk you out of it anymore. There's no question, no doubt that you are who you are and you're as valuable as you are, right? Well, that's why everything comes crumbling for the people that have been trying to keep you from that, because within that you have healed with everything that these people have tried to throw at you and keep hidden behind your back. Okay, this could be opportunities. This could be new doors opening for you that people try to manipulate or sway you away from. This could be relationships. If things have not been working out for you in a love sense, but you know that you deeply desire love, okay, well, that is not because you're unworthy of being loved. It's because somebody been trying to make sure you stay down, alone, confused, and feeling like you are only valuable to whoever is trying to control and manipulate you. Okay, we said that in the last reading. Somebody been trying to keep you stuck and isolated to where you don't feel confident, you don't feel like you have anything to offer, and you stay there and you become like their little dummy. Like, weird. Okay, so yeah, it's outside of love. If you have not had a stable or steady career and you wonder why you can't keep a job, or why you don't enjoy a job, or why you can't find a job, or why you can't, find your thing, it's because somebody don't want you to, okay? Hasn't wanted you to, okay? It's not because you're not smart enough. It's not because you're not qualified enough. Right? Somebody just wanted to keep you in a less confident place of stepping truly into that role. Okay? Now, This could go into your money, your foundation, not being able to be stable, always moving, not financially stable. This is whatever area in your life that just been a little rocky and has ultimately made you question your worth and has made you settle for things and people that are less than because you feel like you cannot do this or maintain this alone. Well, you start to realize that really the people that are against you have only been able to function and go on because of you. Like, hopefully that makes sense, okay? So again, back in the center, the 8 of Wands with the 9 of Cups is telling me that whoever this person is or these people is, my grammar, they have been abusing their power, okay? And that's the thing, like, we are all spiritual beings, okay? Well, some people are like not, but I won't get into that because they may block my shit on here. But we all possess gifts and qualities, and it depends on if we choose to use those in a good way or a negative way. And with these people, okay, they know that they have some sort of power or gift, or they know that they're able to do stuff, okay? I don't know how to explain it without it sounding all woo-woo fairy tale-ish, okay? But basically, these people are spiritually connected in some kind of way, and they on a low vibration with it, okay? So, for example, like if this is someone who is very intuitive, and they know that they're intuitive and they can connect with spirits and guides and things like that, like they choose to kick it with the wrong ones, like with the lower vibrational entities, and you know, they're not using their intuition for a high vibration to help people grow and evolve. And so that's what I'm saying, like they don't have to be readers, or like you don't have to know that this person is spiritually gifted or connected. It's just understanding that a lot of people are not showing who they really are. Like they're putting on this disguise, and that's what is about to fall off. That's what this moon is about to illuminate. You may have thought that like the people that this stuff is about to bring to the surface, like you may have thought that they not into this, they don't know, like this couldn't be, like you're about to be surprised, because people have been fake and phony with you and around you for about your whole life, okay? So like, let's just say that when you became conscious, okay, and aware, and the moment hit you that reality was not what you thought it was, okay, it's really this whole different other kind of way. You remember that awakening? Like we're back on that wave. So something is about to be revealed to you even more, and it's about to change and transform you into an even higher level, okay? Now, I know with elevations and awakenings per se, like people, they should know that shit is not all rainbows and butterflies, okay? It gets real. Okay, and once you see something, once you experience something, there's no coming back from that. You just got to keep like going through life. And that's what I tell people. Like they think it's all good and gravy to be able to read energy and figure out what's coming and what's ahead, but I'm telling you, not all the time do you want to know what's about to happen. Ow, okay, I keep fucking up my little elbow here. But not all the time do you want to know what's going to go on, because it takes the fun or the emotion out of life, okay? So that's the balance here. Somebody wants you to focus on the lower vibration of life when that's not where you belong, okay? So this 9 of Cups with this 8 of Wands, someone abused their power, okay? There could have been some abuse towards you or someone that you're connected to. And this Nine of Cups is telling me someone is overindulging in this moment. So be mindful of the communication that you get. If you want my advice, I would not personally be meeting up with nobody, okay? No invites. We ain't going out. One, because we're in a pandemic, okay? Two, because anybody from the past, they moving shady, okay? Their intentions are not pure, okay? They're strategic. And again, whatever they're doing behind closed doors is very toxic. It's very unhealthy. It's very like dark, secretive, doing some like, it could be drugs, okay? But it's something that's keeping them on a lower vibration, all right? So this Two of Wands is connected to the Five of Wands. And this moves more into like future energy or upcoming energy. And this is making a choice and not turning away from that choice, because you're going to be able to clearly see where the conflict and where the blockage has come from in your life. And I feel like it's going to help you to completely break away from whatever has been pulling you back, okay? Whatever has been, I mean, maybe that's what this plant is symbolizing, like something that's just irritating because, you know, it keeps catching up to you, or it keeps bumping into you every time you try to move forward. But again, it's come to the surface because that's what this energy or these people are trying to keep you stuck on. Hopefully that makes sense. Let's go into these oracle cards, whatever. So not oracle, I don't know what you want to call all this different decks, okay? But Spider came out of the Animal Spirit deck, and I don't really use this deck at all. I've had it for years, but this card is like, it's fucked up, okay? And it wanted to come out plenty of times as I was shuffling. So when I actually was purposely shuffling, it came out again. So we're going to see what Spider says. And also we have Fire Ant, okay? So let's see what those are saying and see how it applies to the reading. And then we can get more clarification on things if we need to. All right, Spider. The creator of prosperity through life's work, Dharma. The spider is a creator. Its greatest gift is weaving the thread of Dharma into a vast, intricate web. Intricate? I can't say it. Y'all know what I'm trying to say though, right? Web that supports the spider and those around them, both financially and spiritually. It is hard work, but the spider neither tries nor becomes impatient. This card reminds us creativity is everywhere. Be process-oriented rather than result-oriented, and soon your work becomes like the weaving of a magical, priceless tapestry. Abundance follows. When in balance, appreciative, enthusiastic, and prosperous. When out of balance, discouraged, tired, and forlorn. To bring into balance, playful creativity. All right, so I do want to talk about this because, it goes into you seeing yourself and using what you saw as your weaknesses to your advantage. Those things where you get mentally down about or dark on or negative on. It's about pushing through it this time and not letting it stop you. So, personal story, okay? Because I really want to tell you guys the energy I've been in, because more than likely I experienced things before the collective gets to it. But yesterday was a pretty eye-opening day for me because, as we know, I'm a dancer, right? So getting back into the swing of things and free flowing and just finding who I am and my style within that and where I fit has always made me hit a wall, okay? If you've been watching me, you know I've been trying to get this stuff off the ground for the last 4 years, to be honest. And it's been a very wave of stopping and starting, okay? And it's because I lack confidence in that area, right? Like I started pole last year in January and was advanced possibly by August of last year, right? So I went in it, I killed it, I proved to myself that I can start something and be successful in it as long as I stay consistent and work hard, right? That's how I got these arms, okay? But dance is still something that I feel very small in, because the dance is something that I've desired since I was a child. And since then, I have been highly discouraged from my family, from, I wouldn't say friends, but that's where the haters come in, like they're gonna play their part. They're gonna, support you in some kind of way, but also not fooling, okay? But for me, that's a very dark place that I go in, of not feeling good enough, because I've had instructors and people tell me, that because I don't dance in a style that fits into a category of ballet or just contemporary or modern or hip hop, which is expected of me, like I really have no place. Well, that's a lie, right? We don't have to fit into the confinements of other people and things. That's how the world continues to evolve, right? The dance evolved from one kind of style, right? And someone stepped outside of that box and evolved it and created it into something more, right? Evolving spiritually, that's what we do. We evolve into something more, okay? So that's the whole point of creativity. It's being inspired by something, but doing it in your kind of way and letting that inspire and show light to other people, right? But that didn't click until I started getting into all this, right? Until I started to realize that them people in the past was just haters, because they wanted me to do and be how they wanted me to be. And whether that meant, like, for my parents, they didn't see value in dancing. It's like, girl, you just out here playing around, So they're going to discourage me because that's not where they see value, right? And then the teachers and the instructors discourage me and invalidate it because it's not how they want it or feel like it should be. But I realized those are just not my people, right? So the reason I bring up yesterday is because I've been really pushing myself to dive deep into this. Like, it's kind of a now or never thing, right? It's time to get the show on the road with what I want, and I'm only getting older. So I went out and I recorded myself, and I hated it. Okay. And this is the place that I always get. Like, I'll try and then I'll look at that shit and I'm like, no, I'm not posting this because I don't like it. But I went a little further this time. Okay. Why don't I like it? Why don't I like what I see? Because I'm not being me. I'm over here trying to create and evolve into a dance style that I see society boosting and flashing all across TikTok and Instagram, and people doing little barely moving. Like, we can catch air all day, we can fake walk all day, okay? But there's true beauty in art in full movement and full flowy, let's take up some space. I'm here to take up space, okay? And when I saw that, it was just like, Kayla, you should be, you didn't change, right? So now, with that understanding, I can only get better today. I'm about to go move my ass, and I'm gonna get back to me. And me is no hip hop, okay? It's just not my thing. No, I'm not down on it. It's not me, okay? I like to be barefoot. I like to roll and do leaps and do backflips and my shit, I'm getting back to that. And the reason that Spider comes up for you and connecting to my story is because once you take that one step, you're even closer to where you want to be. And for me, this week I've been understanding the concept of time, okay? We know time does not exist, right? But there's 3 different ways of seeing time, and it's that time does not exist. There's the clock time that we have, right? That we go hour by hour to know that, hey, I'm gonna upload a reading on Friday at noon, right? That's clock time. That's there to create structure in our life. But there's also this mindset that the past is back there and the future is ahead, when there's no true time but the present, right? That's why people say the past and the present the past and the future is right now, right? Everything is like right now, because most people put their lives and themselves on hold, thinking that like, if I just sit here and marinate on these things, like the more that I move forward or that time passes, things will change. But that's not true, because there's no like forwardness in time. You only attract these things to you as you step forward and take that first step into creating that. So, as I always say on the channel, if I want to be here and be known as a dancer and make a difference within that industry, I gotta start portraying myself as a dancer. Okay, that means I have to get off my ass and go dance. That means I have to throw myself into it. That means I have to learn it. That means I have to be it, right? Like I give my example all the time. You can sit here and pray to God all day for a job, but if you're not putting in the energy and effort to apply for that job, it ain't just gonna fall in your lap. It's not. It ain't. Believe me, it's not. Right? So use this moment to fight against your fears, fight through your insecurities. And like I said, I got to the point where I usually just call it quits and be like, nope, don't like it. Other people ain't gonna like it, so I'm just gonna stop it. No, I'm not gonna stop it. I'm gonna change it. And I'm gonna create it into what the hell I want it to be. Right? And who is for it and gonna like it, they gonna like it, they gonna support it. And who don't like it and hating on it, they just gonna be up over there. But it's not gonna stop my shine. It's not gonna stop my fulfillment, right? The hardest lesson I had to learn, and it has really helped me get through life lately, the last couple years, it's like everybody can judge you all that they want to. But for me, the only person I care at the end of the day about a judgment from is God. Okay? I don't need everyone in this world to approve of me or to like me. Because as long as God is proud of what I'm doing, what I'm putting out, who I am and becoming, hey, that's enough for me. And as I tell everybody, my life is a reflection of who I am deep down within. My life is a reflection of the choices that I make and if they're right or wrong for me, right? A lot of people don't agree with my life and the choices that I've made. Tough titty baby ain't got no milk, okay? Because I'm happy. I'm at peace. I'm in a whole different space, right? Of course you wouldn't like that. You know, people love to see you down and out, confused, stressed, feeling not blessed. But once you get a sense of being able to stand in your power, it's a wrap, right? So, Fire Ant says, I'm gonna wrap this thing up because I got three more cards over there to read. Okay, so I get a little ahead of myself and I just be going in because I be feeling it. Fire Ant says, aggression, rigid thinking, and following orders. Okay. Fire Ant energy flares up without us noticing. It's the force that attracts us to people and situations that feed our imbalances, rather than those that counter them. Gossiping and blaming are a few indicators that misaligned Fire Ant energy is at play. You may also find yourself stewing on a person or a situation, only making things worse. How can you break free from the drama and cool down? Fire ants are surprisingly sensitive. Don't pretend the heat isn't getting to you. When in balance, you're thoughtful and disciplined. When out of balance, you argue, excessive heat, and gossips. To bring into balance, solo time or walks at night. Walks at night because of the moon. Okay? Now, again, that goes into my whole story. Okay, the reason I didn't call it quits this time, because I done been through hell and high water these last couple years, and I still have not gotten to the root of what I truly want to do, and that's dance my little ass off. Okay, so I don't know what the world is coming into. I don't know what is about to happen. I know that I'm gonna dance before I don't have the opportunity to do that anymore. Right? I think I've taken too much time for granted dealing and giving to people who have done nothing but try to put more obstacles in my path, okay, to keep me from shining, okay? So now I'm gonna stippity step on my pedestal and I'm going to shine, okay? And I'm gonna feel confident in it, because what I have witnessed in the last couple years, and yes, I'm going off, is people winning and being on top and getting boosted and like having clout, and they possess no skill. They possess no true qualities. They possess no true authenticity. Okay? So I'm gonna be damned if I'm about to fake the funk any longer. Okay? We was over here blasting chicken noodle soup at one point in time. Dancing to it. Stupid. Okay? I know what I have is valuable. I know what you have is valuable, because if you didn't, these people wouldn't be trying to stop you from being that, from evolving into that, from growing from that, right? You got to look at yourself like, I don't know if y'all are on TikTok or not, but I love the TikToks, especially the art ones, where people show where they started. Like this girl showed her first painting. And then she showed where she is now, and it's like amazing, okay? She's drawing galaxies out of afros and shit, okay? Amazing. And that's you, okay? Your whole life is about to wrap on up for everyone that has been watching, and they're gonna see like, damn, they started here doing this, and now they're here doing this and becoming this person and living this kind of life. Because you didn't give up on yourself. You didn't change. You didn't disguise yourself. You didn't fake it until you made it. You kept it real, and now you're here. And you have no reason to not enjoy it. But keeping this kind of energy and these hating ass people around you is going to take from that, okay? People being nosy. Let's keep it real. The moon. People being nosy. Okay? And they're being nosy because they don't know what's going on with you. They're in a state of confusion, trying to keep you in the confusion, because guess what? What goes around comes around, and people tried to manipulate you and didn't get nothing back but that same energy. So here we go. People communicating, reaching out, asking a million questions, right? Asking all them questions, assuming. Is that not what I said in the beginning of the reading? You thought you'd been assuming, but you're going to see you was right. Meanwhile, these people who were assuming had you fucked up. Okay? Period, point blank. And for them, they got some fire, they got some heat burning them right up under that ass. Okay? And they're either drinking or they're drugging their problems away. And it's just making them more disconnected, more low vibrational, more in a darker place. And so what do they think to do when they in the lowest of the low? When they going through hell and high water and their life is in shambles, what do? They want to take it out on you because you made better choices in your life than them. And you are in a different place than you were when you were connected to them. And that's what I'm saying. For a lot of y'all, maybe this is cousins. Maybe this is childhood friends. Maybe this is your family members. Maybe this is your sisters or your brothers or your exes. Okay? People be thinking enemies be strangers. No, they be the people that know you the best. Half of them hide and the other they just can't. Okay? Now, again, looking in their energy, they feel like they got a choice. They feel like they can redeem themselves from this. Nope. You cannot, and you should not allow any of this back into your life, because these people, they ain't changed. They just in a dark, tight spot right now. Okay, see, now the reading didn't piss me off. All right, we are going to look into the thread. Okay, now give me a moment, because I don't be using these decks, but I did feel like I should. Hopefully my camera doesn't die, because the quality that I'm shooting it on is killing my battery. Okay, this should be in here somewhere. Okay, the thread. It says, life's a triangle, so much happiness simultaneously, leaving us grappling for meaning and direction in a network of distractions. When we connect to the energy of the thread, however, we strike the deepest vein in the body. Our whole being responds to its tug. Meaning is pumped through our bloodstream. Our mind and spirits are lifted. We remember who we are and what we came into this world to do. Though this happens on the most profound level, it can be the simplest incident that activates the thread. A song, an image, a conversation heard in passing. No matter how confusing and multi-layered our modern lives become, if we are connected to the thread, we are free. Being tethered to it is the only anchor our heart requires. Okay? The thread, aka your connection to your faith and your foundation within God, the universe, whatever you want to put the label of on it. Okay? As long as you know that you are connected to that, it don't matter how things look. It don't matter what people do, what people say, what they try to stop. God got you. And that's why you're still here and standing like you are today, because people thought you was gonna fall flat on your ass. And God was like, hold on, no, let's just let them think that. And you rose from the ashes, right? And then people are still looking at you like, how? Why? That's this energy. These people have seen you fall on your ass and fell, and they can see themselves within that situation, but because you made different choices and you're on a different path and you got out, oh baby, they are mad, because they're really mad at themselves, but they're not the kind of people to take accountability and responsibility for themselves, so they're blaming you. It's your fault. Boo. Right? Let them have it. You're right. Go ahead. Keep blaming me and see how you still get nowhere in your life, even though I'm nowhere in it. Have nothing to do with it, right? Like, I'm pretty sure my mother probably says, like, Kayla, it's the reason I have high blood pressure. She's probably telling everybody that. I have not talked to my mother since July, right? I have not done nothing to that lady, but it's just like people gonna say what they gotta say in order to alter and change, how people see you. But that can only be done for so long before the truth comes to light. So let's look at the box and see what it's talking about, okay? Now, the box says, the cage, the rules, the norm. Remember I just told y'all, like, with my dance example, like, don't confine yourself to a box, to be in what people say you gotta be. Because most of the time, the shit that society is doing is boring. It's bland, and it has no depth to it, okay? All right, we're going to leave it there, okay? We all live, to some degree, within the confines of the box. This archetype represents everything that is known, anticipated, and expected. It holds us in a place while simultaneously holding us back from our greatest visions. The box is sneaky and everywhere, limiting us at the most unconscious levels. It is built of layer upon layer of social constructs and pressures. Breaking through its confines require awareness, continued effort, and bravery. The box may appear as expectations from parents, a well-paying but heartless job, the pressure to look or behave like others or simply to stay small. There is a box around you now, made of some type of confining thought. What is that? Okay. The box shifts and morphs as we grow. This is part of this multi-layered nature. Once you break through one layer, another will present itself to you. Keep going. Break through. An exquisite life requires it. When in light, you have structure, order, logic, and coherence. When dark, limitation, judgment, and fear. To go deeper, they recommend a song called One Ton Prop, House of Cards, by Richard Sierra. Or Sarah, I don't know. But, okay, see, like I said, like for most people, if they clocked out in my dance story, it's because y'all not trying to see through the surface, okay? It was definitely a point. That was my greatest lesson of yesterday, okay? Was seeing where I always get discouraged and stop, and realizing I get discouraged and I stop because I see that I'm not being true to who I am and what I am really about. I'm trying to change myself to be likable based off of what society is feeding us, okay? And again, I'm on social media, okay? I'm on social media and I'm looking and I'm being fed the same things you guys are seeing. And how many of me do you see leaping and jumping and twirling and lyrically dancing to songs? I don't see that. I don't have an example of like a strong black contemporary modern dancer that is like getting the recognition that they deserve, right? So again, your thing obviously is not going to be dance. It's going to be whatever you're fighting that insecurity on. But for me, that's the one thing I feel like if I were to die today, I would regret that I did not do it. And I'm not about to go out like that, okay? So what is that when it comes down to the nitty gritty of like, what is something that you feel like you will regret not doing or accomplishing or going after if this was all said and done, okay? For some people, it's their love life. Some people have made up their mind about children, about what their future looks like, and knowing that their heart really desires what they always wanted as a child, but feeling like they're not capable of having that. That was my fear, right? When I got divorced the first time, I was like, God damn it. I always wanted to be married my whole life, and that's just not gonna happen because that's not reality. But when I opened myself up to the different ways that it's supposed to look and be and feel for me, not me always trying to please somebody else, how do things make me feel and help me evolve and grow? That's when I found my love. So I got past that hurdle. And now the only thing I run into a roadblock with is my career and my profession and what I have longed to do more passionately than anything in my life. And that's why I said, I'm 30 now. I started this channel at like 26, and I was talking about a studio and everything then. People who have known me my whole life know that that's all I've ever talked about, and I'm going to get it. Okay? I done got everything else. I'm going to get it, and I'm going to do it in my way. And I'm going to prove to myself, and I'm going to prove to everyone else, but myself most importantly, that as long as I stay 10 toes down and true to me, I'm going to attract who I need and what I need. And that does not have to be the whole world. That does not have to be everything, right? People who seek financial stability, that does not mean that you have to be a billionaire. That does not mean you have to be a millionaire. That means that you have enough to be able to have the lifestyle and the consistency and the stability to live in a way that brings you peace and fulfillment. Not overindulging and needing more and having more out of fear. You see what I mean? So like, I'm not creating my dances anymore because I feel like I need to be seen in order to make a living for myself. Like, no, I've already laid the foundation. I have a very stable and healthy foundation where I feel supported enough to go out and risk it all. And that's what brings the most raw and authenticness of it all. And with this box, okay, it's telling you alongside the thread that you have known intuitively what you were about and what you have to offer, but you've let and allowed, like me, society to put you in this little small box of constraints, okay? And because I'm gay, and because I can say this, people, this happens a lot when we misgender or what is the word? Pronoun people, okay? Look, y'all, I love y'all all. No hate, none of that. But me thinking of pronouns these days, I just don't have the capacity, okay? If you want to be that nitpicky and that sensitive, then I'm not the person you want to be around, okay? Like, with all due respect, I will respect you, but if I say you or she because you appear as a she to me, it's no disrespect, okay? But that's what I mean. Like, people trying to get you in a place of feeling like everything you do is wrong because they are sensitive to facing the truth about themselves, okay? So hopefully that didn't go left field, but somebody gonna be offended, but who get it, who don't, and that's what it is, right? But with that example, or with any example, with my dance example, like I said, because I didn't look how the palm colored people told me that I should look and dance, it was like, oh, you're not going to amount to anything. You might as well look for another career field because you're not going to be able to do that. Why? Because it doesn't look how you think it looks, because somebody told you back in the day that you don't put you into that. You don't change this. You stick to the basics and you stay dry. No, I'm full of flavor, full of color, and it's about to be vivid, right? Stop limiting yourself. Stop keeping yourself in place for other people. Okay? You're not out of line. You're not crazy. You're not weird. And if you've been labeled any of that, then that means you've been doing it right. Okay? And people just been hating, been trying to keep you confined because they don't know how to be themselves, because they don't know how to live in their truth and their authenticity. Okay? Now I'm really gonna hurry you up because of my battery, okay? All right, last one, the venom. The venom. The venom says the poison, the curse, the toxin. Okay, there's definitely spell work here. Much to our dismay, the venom is always lurking in the shadows in one form or another. Its toxic presence may be found in our relationships, thoughts, speech, or environment. Thankfully, the cycle of purification and detoxification, comes so naturally that it is built into our every inhale or exhale. Sorry, that was bad. All right, my camera cut off, so I'm going to try to go back over venom again, okay? It says, we breathe out carbon dioxide and the plants return it to us as oxygen. Venom is rarely remedied as easily, however, and it can come in potent forms and qualities that are deeply damaging to us and to the world. When the venom card appears, there is a harmful substance in our psychic realm that must be identified. Perhaps your words have a sting of poison about them. Perhaps a relationship is slowly draining your reserves. Acknowledgement is the first step. Change is the second. The remedy will reveal itself in time, and with it, forgiveness. When in light, self-realization through suffering. When dark, unwillingness to find a solution or forgive. To go deeper, A Poison Tree by William Blake. Okay. Now, what my 2 cents is about this is, like I said, this person or these people from the past did spell work. Okay. Somebody is not, some people have not been showing their true selves. Now, whether they have been doing this their whole life or whether they stepped into this because you have become more spiritual and they were curious about it. So you're going to have people who have been doing the spell work themselves, and you're going to have people who have been going to other people or teaming up with people to spiritually attack you. And that's why this broke down and said There's a harmful substance in our psychic realm that must be identified. Like I mentioned in the beginning, this is coming up and telling you about these past people who are no longer in your field because energetically they're still trying to throw you off. So during this last finish up of like you ending this karmic cycle, you're going to still face fears and insecurities, okay? But you got to know that it's coming from a place or a source outside of you. It's not you. You've been taking the credit for something that's not like your fault. Okay? So you feeling like you're not good enough to achieve this or be this is not because you haven't tried or you're not smart or you're not wise. It's because people have been throwing you off. And now you really got to see the light of who these people and things are, because you're walking into success. You're walking into a very prosperous life where these people who have been unidentified or in the background and being two-faced or manipulative, they're going to try to reappear. And you got to know who is who and where to put them and where they go. Okay? Poison, period. All right? So it says, when you harm another, you harm yourself. Keep in mind this goes for our earth as well. Okay? It says, the spreading of the venom is like a chain reaction. When we strike others, it is likely we have ourselves been struck. Break the cycle. You see what I mean? When people can't take accountability and understand that their life is the way that it is because of the choices that they make on a conscious level, and they don't take accountability for that, like, you're not going to move forward. Okay? If you've been a shitty person and you have been messing people over and purposely like being vindictive or manipulating their energy or trying to control them in any kind of way for your own satisfaction, that shit's going to come back to you. You can't go through life doing that, especially to good people. Okay? And like I said, these people have been getting away with it for a while, and then they've been driving you crazy behind the scenes thinking something wrong with you, and you tripping. You're not. Okay? So you push past those fears and you push past those limitations, and you prove to yourself who you are. Right? And you let the people who's not for you not be for you. Okay? Because they hold no value. And that's the crazy thing about these people who want to return from the past, whether they're family, friends, exes, any of that. You never offered anything valuable enough for us to miss, for us to long for us to want. Nothing real enough, nothing authentic enough. So, no, we don't need you. We don't miss you. We have no space because you've been replaced.